Okay, hi cats and kittens, this is Lex, and welcome to the Crochet Fiberist. We talk about crochet and Fiberist in equal measure. So today we're going to do this thing where I'm going to try to be conventional and speak to separate segments so that my podcast has this thing called structure, because I hear that's a thing that people like. Let me know how you feel about it. Okay, so today we're going to start with what I'm calling the Fiber-Ati, the Fiberists that I deeply respect, the folks I maybe have listened to this week, the people who give me all the good, happy feelings right now. So we'll do that. Then we'll talk about fibering, which will lead into the things I'm working on, the things that are complete, and the things that are in process, in utero, I don't know, there's some other phrase we used to use. I may call it in your utero until I can figure out a better way of putting it. And then we are going to talk about a segment. It's not in my notes, but if I remember, we'll talk about it. And it's called The Hookup, where I talk about some of my favorite tools of the trade. Okay? So let's get started. I am in my bedroom because I'm in the Bay Area and it is hot like nothing I've experienced here in the Bay Area. And they don't believe in AC in most of their older apartment homes, and some of the houses too have been looking. Don't get me started on that. So I've got every fan, got 3 or 4 fans pointed at me right now with the light on. So we're going to try to do this quickly. If you hear any sounds, well, I'll tell you what those sounds are later, but there may be a person joining us. It depends. Anyway, all right, let's get into the the Fiber-Ati. So, first of all, I want to say welcome back to Sarah, who has a new podcast called Sweater Weather. You may have heard her when she was the Canadian Knitting Podcast, which was 3 or 4 years ago. Oh my gosh, I am old. She's super funny. I believe she has a booktube channel. She's an all-around Fiberist nerd. Lots of fun. She always had really interesting projects, and she had a really down-to-earth kind of personality. And I think my favorite thing about her is her fantastic accent. So if you are subscribed to the Canadian Knitting Podcast, please subscribe to her. That was the first thing I did, and I'm savoring my next episode. So welcome back, Sarah. Second of all, if you are looking for a podcast, audio podcast, I would direct you to 42nd Street Knitting, which is hosted by Kevin. He is a fiberist here in the Bay Area, and I've had the great pleasure to meet him on several occasions. He's an absolute sweetheart. He's an absolutely wonderful person, and he's really passionate about fiber. He's passionate about justice, and he's into musicals, and he has done some designs. I believe he's a musical director in the Bay Area theater scene. Don't quote me, but I think that's what goes on. He's fantastic. Please, 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 please get into him. He's a lot of fun. And finally, the third shout out to the Fiber-Ati is an entity and not a person. I want to say that the Bay Area Fiber Fair that's been going on it's been the last 2 months, has been incredible. You should follow their Instagram. I think it's Bay Area Fiber Fair, and check out their website. You can win really cute. You can get really cute stickers. You can win, or you can go buy pins. You can complete challenges. You can win prizes, and the prizes are everything from a gift certificate from local yarn shops to patterns from really, really excellent designers. So if I were you, if you're looking for a way to rebuild your community, particularly in this time, I would definitely encourage you to look at Bay Area Fiber Fair. So, all right. So, on that happy event, let's move on to the fibering. I've got some pleated things to show you guys. So, this is my first complete thing. I think I showed you guys last week. This is my unnamed cardigan. As you can see, the ends need to still be woven in, but I will take care of that after this is washed. Here we go, popping it on, made in pieces, the back, and then added the front, and then the sleeves. I wanted this sweater to be something that would replace one of my machine-made sweaters, and I think this fits the bill. I have a couple of, I'll show you what it looks like. It's definitely designed to adjust to my, the shift in my frame. I don't know how many, I don't think I mentioned this a ton of times, but I did have a baby about 18 months ago, and my body is still navigating that weird place of not being pregnant, but not quite being back to normal. I know for some people you snap back very quickly. In my case, I'm wearing about the same size, but the weight distribution is very different, and I'm just trying to figure out how to exist in this weird space. So that's what this is for. It's meant to be work, school, everything. The yarn is called, give me a second, I have the thing, a ball band. This is Lion Brand Yarns, Feels Like Butter. I got the bonus bundles at Michael's, picked up 2 of them. So this is a $10 sweater, which is awesome. It's been a while since I've done that. It's 9.7 ounces and 590 yards. And I used 2 skeins. I have maybe 2 or 3 ounces left, and I might do that for more edging. I may save that for more edging. We'll see. But really love it. It's 100% polyester, which is not something I typically go for, but I'm also not a yarn snob, so this actually fits the bill for some of the things I want to work on, and it's perfectly acceptable. The pattern is halfway written, and when I work on the second iteration, I don't know what yarn that will be. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I will try to get that sorted. So this is a cardigan. I think what I want to name it is chainmail, because do you see, get into this gorgeous pattern. I'm showing you. It's a really simple, let's see. 5-stitch repeat. It's a 3+2 pattern, and it's really simple, and it's easy to increase and decrease. So great little piece. Love this. And I will probably do put a picture on Instagram, because I need to see it, and frankly, you're not getting a really great view. Like I said, I'm in a different spot. So the second thing I finished was in solidarity. There have been a lot of insane things happening, and yesterday I was in a new place to post an episode, or even complete the episode I was supposed to have uploaded, because of some horrible things that are going on in the world. But in solidarity and while thinking about circumstances, in the last couple of days, I picked up a yarn, and I decided I needed an Empower bandana. an Empower People bandana. If you don't know what the Empower People initiative is, check out the website. I will have that in the, what is this, the downboard, the description below. It's all about how giving many visual reminders to vote. Now, you're all grown. As my father says, I don't get in grown folks' business except to say, and this actually is something I do believe pretty fiercely. If you have the ability and you have the opportunity to express your views in a way that actually counts, i.e. the vote, and you choose not to, please do not come up to me complaining about who won, who lost, whatever. I'm not listening. That's my new Nindo. Did you vote? Sorry, I can't listen to this. I won't listen to this. This is lame. Because you can't sit around and complain if you have the ability, and I'm being very strategic when I say that, if you have the ability, if you have the means, there's no excuse, okay? Let's just be real. There's no excuse. And like I said, I don't get in grown folks' business. You're all intelligent people. You all know the things that impact you and impact people around you. And I can be honest in acknowledging that the things that are imperative to me are not things that are necessarily shared by a person sitting next to me. But I can say, I hate to put it this way, instead of thinking about this in a negative way, I think we have to start looking at what's the greater good for our country. And I think in some ways that clarifies issues. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. You're all grown. Do it. So in solidarity with that, I decided to make myself a purple bandana, an Empower People bandana. There's 3 or 4 patterns on Ravelry. I believe Casapinka is involved in this initiative. I think Lady Dye Yarns, who is somebody you should definitely listen to and get involved with. She has has taken 2020 and ran with it. This has been her banner year, and I totally support that. So check her out. Check Casapinka. Check the email address I leave, or check the website I link down below. The point is wearing a purple bandana and using that as a jumping off point to discuss voting with your loved ones. So I didn't follow a pattern because I don't, but I didn't mention last time, but this was Tunisian crochet. Everything's today is Tunisian crochet, okay? So I decided I needed something a little bit more substantial than a bandana, and I came up with this. Alrighty. Oh, you know what? How about I do it this way? So an elongated triangle with just a little bit of visual interest in the middle, right there. I don't know how long I can wear this. Here's what it looks like. It's perfect because I'm doing a lot of biking right now, and this is the perfect amount of warmth around my neck that I need as I'm biking on my commute. So I really love it. The yarn is stunning. Do you see this purpley blue? I did not want a straight purple scarf. I don't like the color purple personally. I mean, I was trying to do this in solidarity, but I really don't do purple. But this purple is gorgeous and fantastic. I have another skein of it, and I think we talked about this last week. So there is a new Fiberist in the building, a new dyer. This is Seismic Yarns. She's a locavore here in the Bay Area. And here is her Butter Sock DK. I think it's 249 yards to 100 grams. And the color is dark Tarzanite. Is that not gorgeous? I picked this up when I went to the yarn shop in Pacifica. What is it called? Royal Bee Yarn Company. I should really know better. Royal Bee Yarn Company in Pacifica. And this color, boys and girls, it's purples. Like, the main color is purple, but there's lots of blues and it's just various shades of blue and indigo coalescing with this fantastic purple. And I gotta say, like, this dyer also has a yarn series where it's superheroes, and she has a Batman yarn where it's all black and this beautiful splotch of blue. And I'm thinking about getting that and pairing it with this and making some more of these scarves for friends and family. So yeah, this is great yarn. This is a very easy pattern. I'm supposed to be making, well, I won't say a whole lot, but there's some friends that definitely need a cute little scarf, and I will be making this for them. So here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, get into it. It also needs to be blocked, but the stitch is a riff on the other pattern you saw on the cardigan. It's just a little bit different, and I really love how it looks. You've got this, what am I trying to say? Wow, I am wildly inarticulate, and I blame that on the Rona, because frankly I can't. I see people maybe once or twice a month now, because I'm either working from home or I'm working in a particularly empty office. So it's been wild. But here we go. Here it is. It's gorgeous. It's lovely. It's wonderful. I dig it immensely. All right. So that is the second complete option, and our second complete piece. So there's that, and the next two completed items are actually swatches. So maybe you guys can get an idea of my design aesthetic and what goes on in my head. So last year I got a yarn, a yak merino linen blend. It's lovely, and if I remember, I'll put that in the description link or description below. And I made a really cute tunic, and it wore really well for a while, but it's harder to block back into shape, and frankly it's kind of falling apart. So I realized that I would like to have another, and I figured it would be cool to have a lightweight version and a heavier weight. And so I dug into my stash and I picked up, let me check my notes here. I picked up so I picked up a strand of felted tweed and an unknown brushed cashmere. I forgot what it was called, but it's a brushed cashmere, I do know that. And I made the swatch. It's pretty representative of what the sweater looks like, and I like the way it looks, but the yarn is too large. The yarn combination is too large for what I wanted. So, while I love this, and I may use this to make a scarf or something, I can't use it for the sweater I'm planning. So, but check out that really fun 3D twisted stitch situation there. I love it. It's great. There's that. And I remember when I was saying I wanted another cardigan after the one I just finished. Yes, you do remember. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I decided to adapt the pattern I used to get a little more texture and a little more of something interesting. And so here's what I came up with. Isn't that scrumptious? This is so squishy and amazing. And I'm thinking of this for winter. Oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. And the yarn is equally amazing. This is Plucky Knitter Yakpaca, which is literally one of my favorite, no, it just is my favorite Plucky Knitter yarn. It's really hard to come by. I think they do it maybe once in the fall and once in the winter, once or twice in the winter. And every time they have a sale, I try to get as much as I can. I'm not always successful. This year I hoarded 4 skeins of the Yakpaca and Going Gray, which is this color, and I think that will be enough to do a cozy sweater that I can wear if I'm biking during the fall and winter seasons. It's the only thing I'm a little concerned about is yak and alpaca, the fibers. I don't know how they're going to work on a heavy use jacket. That's what I'm concerned about. I know when this is washed and blocked, the fibers are going to interlock, so it's going to be a pretty warm wear. I just don't know if it's going to be well worn, if that makes sense. But I like this. This might turn into a scarf pattern too for presents for people in my life. We'll see. So there's that. And is that everything? And these 2 are part of my 10 skein challenge. They join my shawl from last week. So as of now, I am 7 skeins deep. I have 3 skeins to go. And I am looking forward to being done with my 10 skeins. So as I discussed last week, the 10 skein challenge is essentially a self-challenge to work down some of my stash while appreciating new yarns, letting new yarns come into my life, but in a very regimented way. So I've got, if I do 10 skeins, I can buy 1 more skein of something. Technically, I was supposed to do 15 skeins because I bought 3 skeins of yarn, and I wasn't going to wait for 30 skeins to get another skein of yarn. But I think I'm going to leave it at 10 and just kind of keep working in that way. My goal is to get 100 skeins by this time next year. Something tells me as we roll into the winter, fall months, I will be using significantly more skeins, and I'm looking forward to it. I have so much yarn, and frankly, as I've been cleaning up, because I have all this free time now, or a lot more time to be at home while I'm working, I'm finding new skeins I haven't seen in years, literally. So I'm really looking forward to using up some of my older skeins and looking forward to some of the new skeins. So that's what's going on there. Now let's talk about what I'm working on. I have a scarf design, and I would show you, but this may be something. So I will, for now, I'll just show you the yarn. So the yarn uses Knerd strings, and this is the DK 231 yards to 100 grams. This is Superwash Merino, and this is called shade 1 of 50. Kind of a play on the 50 Shades of Grey. I kind of want to see all the other shades, but here's one yarn, and I'm pairing it with this gorgeous skein that I picked up at, this yarn I picked up at Black Squirrel. It was part of a kit, and I'm going to knit that shawl at some point, but for some reason it didn't work for what I wanted, so this is being paired with this that I picked up at Royal Bee Yarn Company not too long ago. This is I saw this color and I was like, oh wow, that is so interesting. It looks like a rusted penny or something. Rusted jewels. Just like a rust with that underlining green. I find that utterly fascinating. This is Forbidden Fiber Co. I remember them when they were super new, and they have been going onward and upward. This base is called Angelic. It is a Shuri silk blend, brush silk blend, and the colorway is called Jalopy. So definitely the rusted undertones are on purpose. So that's gorgeous. And that is sitting in this bag that I got from Royal Bee Fiber Co. This bag is technically supposed to be for one of my best friends because she's definitely into horses, and the bag was made out of a horse saddle, but I love it so much I may have to find another one to give to my friend. She doesn't really wear purses, but this is so cool. Isn't this cute? Yeah. So that's number one. Number two is, what's number two here? Yes. So I don't know about you, but I love yarn, as I'm sure you do too. And in that spirit, I'm working on a sideways sweater, and we are going to be using, and I am halfway through the front, and here we are. I think I posted this on my Instagram. I was in a meeting and I got this much done. I mean, I've made a couple of sweaters like this, but I'm actually writing out the pattern, so I'm interested to see how it works. My favorite part, of course, is this. See, I'm going to have to show it. It's kind of a 3D crossed, kind of a cable. I don't know if this is technically a cable. It's more of a braid. So a braid. And this is the top of the sleeve. Let me show you. So it's supposed to look like that and go all the way down and then back up. So I'm really looking forward to this. This idea came because I wanted a boxy-like sweater, but I did not want a knit. So yes, this is Tunisian crochet. I'm using my Likey needle, my Likey hook, interchangeable hook, which is really weird because it's hard to find the this hook set right now. But this is the 5mm. The yarn is one of my favorite yarns. I've been hoarding this for a while, so I'm very much looking forward to it. It is, sure, it's really tall. Yeah, this is Nightscapes. This is, gosh, who is Nightscapes? I'm trying to remember. Just to keep I wound up 2 skeins on one first side, but I don't have the ball band. I think it's Harrisville Mills, and it is a Cormo with another wool, and the other wool I think has the color that underpins this black yarn. So I got the dashboard, which is a medium brown or medium blue colorway, and it's really hard to see right now, but oh my gosh, it's gonna look amazing when it's done. I'm so excited about it. So there we go. I've got 4 skeins of it, and I cannot wait to get this done. I just, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yeah, it's pretty easy going. It's just a little, it's just taking a little bit of time, and that makes sense. But yeah, I'm so excited. This is going to be so perfect for the winter. I will show you next week the one of the inspiration pieces of this, because I've made something like this before in a very different yarn, and it gives you a very entirely different aesthetic when you see it. So this has been my commuting project. This has been one of my main projects this week, and probably will be this week too, because I'd like to get it to sleeves by the end of the week. Now, is that everything? Oh my gosh, that's everything. I will save the hookup for another episode. But thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you again. And on that happy note, see you later. Or maybe I should do that happy note. On that happy note, hook on. I think I'll go with that. On that happy note, hook on.